All right, 7th grade, lesson 4.3, solving two-step equations. You guys should have worked on your warm-up. Work on it. Let me go check, see how you're doing. All right, so we're going to find the sum. Okay, so you're actually going to combine all the like terms and simplify, yes?
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm going to finish my instruction. Okay, so, well, this is creepy with the inception going on over here. Oh, it's still there. I moved my desk. Is that weird? Whatever. That's weird for me. All right, let me pull up my whiteboard real quick. And I will show you how to do this. Or remind you. All right, so we're 1/3 x minus 2 plus, this is what we've been doing all last lesson, guys. Yes, I've been helping a bunch of you. Shh. Wow, that's terrible parenthesis. Shh. I know.
It's beautiful. I love it. We love it.
There we go.
Best I've ever seen.
Why can't I erase? There it goes. All right. So when you see this and we're finding the sum, you need to think, okay, I have to look at this sign between the two sets of parentheses. If it's a positive, does it change anything in here? No. If I apply a positive to all of that, it still stays. This still stays a positive. This still stays a negative, right? Because a negative and a positive, the negative wins. Correct? Yeah. So I could just rewrite this. 1/3 x minus 2 plus 1/2 x minus 1. Or, excuse me, another minus 2. Okay, all I did was drop the parentheses because it's not going to change anything. So now I'm combining like terms. So I have a 1/3 x plus a 1/2 x, right? 1/3 plus 1/2. What do you have to do when you're trying to add fractions, Mac? Get a common denominator. What's a common denominator between one? Yes. So if I put a 6 and a 6, what times 3 gave me 6? 2. So 2 times 1 is?
2.
So this becomes 2 over 6. 2 times what gave me 6? So 3 times 1 is?
3.
So I add those together and I get? 3 plus 2? 5, 6. Okay? So that's combining the 1/3 and the 1/2. So we have 5, 6. Make sure you write the x. Okay, now I have minus 2, minus 2. So if I'm combining those, what do I get?
-4.
Yes, it goes further negative, so minus 4. So this would be your final answer. Make sense? All right, now try and do the second one. Who said no? Does it really not make sense, or were you just saying no?
I don't necessarily get it, but I might.
Well, I can help you. So when you're looking at this whole problem at the top, let me use a different color, and it's telling you to add it, the first thing you do is look at this sign, and you say, okay, if I say that becomes a plus, it's already a plus, it doesn't change. Positive and a negative doesn't change. This is a negative stays the same, right? There's a positive and a negative, the negative wins. Remember that? Okay, so if that happens, then I just leave this and I can rewrite the whole problem without the parentheses. So then to add all of these, I just find whatever is a like term and I combine those. So since these both have an x, I'm going to combine their coefficients, the numbers in front. So 1/3 plus 1/2 is what I'm going to be doing. I can't add those unless I have a common denominator, which is what we did here. So then I got 5, 6, and I put the x back with it. And then my other two terms was the -2 on this side and the -2 for here. If I add a -2 plus a -2, it goes further negative to a -4. So that's why my final answer is 5x minus 4. I can't combine this 5, 6 and -4 because the -4 doesn't have an x with it. Does that help at all? Okay. All right, so everybody go try and do the second one now that we've practiced. and see what you get. All right, so let's look at example 1. Put this in your journals. We're going to solve negative 3x plus 5 equals 2. Okay, so you're solving for what here? What are we trying to get all by itself? The x. We're solving everything away from the x. If this truly... So rewrite the equation. Put this in your journal. Now, when I'm looking at this, I want to move everything from this side on the right, on the left, over to the right, because I want the x all by itself. So, looking at negative 3x plus 5, which of these two terms should I move first? The 5. Okay? How do we move the 5? We're going to do the opposite sign. So if it's a plus 5, what's the opposite of plus 5?
Minus 5.
So we're going to subtract 5 from both sides. Write this down. Okay, so that cancels the 5 on the left. It's gone. What is 2 minus 5?
3.
Negative 3. Okay, so I just rewrite the other term that we didn't move, negative 3x. Negative 3x equals negative 3. So far, that's all we've got. All right, so now to get the x completely by itself, how would I move this negative 3?
You subtract.
Nope.
No, add.
Nope. What kind of math is going on? This negative 3 next to an x.
Multiplication.
This is multiplication, so what's the opposite of multiplication? So we're going to divide negative 3. So divide negative 3. So that's gone, left with 1x, so x. What is negative 3 divided by negative 3 on the right? 1. We're not subtracting, we're dividing. Negative divided by a negative is a positive. 3 divided by 3 is just 1.
Okay.
So then x equals 1. Have I solved for x?
Yes, ma'am.
Yep. Okay, you're going to do this a lot over the next 6 years.
Yes. Oh, no.
This is algebra. You will be doing this for a very long time.
Okay.
So if you don't get it, please ask me questions. Yes? Yes, so this cancels because positive 5 minus 5 is just gone. And then you do 2 minus 5, which gave you the negative 3. Okay, do your try-its if you know what you're doing. So then you're left here. So then to move this negative 3 away from the x, we had to divide it, because this means multiply. A number next to a letter means multiplication. So then we had to divide it. And whatever you do to one side, you got to do the same to the other side of the equal sign. All right, example 2. Make sure you're writing this in your journal. Solve x over 8 minus 1/2 equals negative 7 over 2. Okay, we're doing this the same way we did our first example. We're just dealing with fractions, so it looks a little messier. So the first thing to do is write the equation. Okay, which of these terms am I going to move first?
The 1/2.
The negative 1/2. Yes, so if it's a minus 1/2, how do I move it?
You turn it to a positive.
I add 1/2. I don't turn it to a positive. I add 1/2 to move it to the other side. It's not the same thing.
Okay.
So plus 1/2 plus 1/2. So these cancel on the left, and I'm left with x over 8. What is negative 7/2 plus 1/2?
8 negative.
Negative 7/2 plus 1/2.
Negative 6 half.
There you go. Can you reduce negative 6 over 2? Negative 6 over 2 is negative 3.
With the negative.
Okay, so if you used your calculator, you can. Negative 7/2 plus 1/2 is going to give you a negative 3. You can also do it using your brain. Negative 7 plus 1 would give you negative 6. Divided by 2 gives you negative 3. All right, so now I have x over 8. How am I going to move this 8? What kind of math is going on right here? This is division. So what's the opposite of division? Izzy? Shh. So I'm going to multiply 8. Thanks, Izzy. Y'all need to let her answer when I call her name. I know you did. But they drowned you out. So I'm going to multiply times 8. That cancels these two 8s on the left. So you just do 8 times negative 3. What is 8 times negative 3?
Negative 24.
Negative 24.
Good job, Lily.
Bouncing on the balls. So the answer is x equals negative 24. All right, go do your next set.
Whoa.
All right, example 3. Okay, my online kids. This is from Sydney. All right, I can't leave it up there. It'll bother me. So we're going to solve 3y minus 8y equals 25. What is my very first step after I rewrite the equation? We have combined terms over here, or we have like terms, don't we? I just told you the answer. So we're going to combine like terms. So we're going to combine the coefficients. So you have 3 minus 8. So what is 3 minus 8?
5. Negative 5.
Yes.
Negative 5y.
Very good. Negative 5y. Thank you, sir. Okay, now how do I get the negative 5 away from the y?
Divide 5.
Divide by negative 5.
Yes.
Don't forget the negative. It's very important. So 25 divided by negative 5 is?
5. Negative 5.
Negative 5. Okay, so y equals negative 5.
Yes.
That's pretty.
Yes. Okay, so everybody got that one? That's fine.
Okay.
Well, write faster. You got it? Okay, let's look at the second one. Now, all they did was flip-flop the equation. You can still solve it. We just got to get the variable by itself. Okay? So we're going to combine like terms again. We have a 1/4 w minus 1/2 w. So what is 1/4 minus 1/2?
Oh. 1/4. Negative. Yeah. Negative 1/4. W.
1/4 minus 1/2.
1/4. 1/4 minus 1/2 is negative 1. W. Good job, Lee.
Negative. You never said negative.
Yeah, Elliot. Okay.
You continue, and it makes a difference.
Okay.
It would be negative 1/4 w. Now, how do I get the w by itself?
Divide.
Divide, which in fraction words is flip and multiply. So negative 6, instead of dividing by 1/4, you flip it, which makes it 4 over 1. So what is negative 4 times negative 6? What's negative times a negative is a?
Positive.
6 times 4 is?
24.
24.
So the solution is w equals 24. Very good.
Oh,
Write it down. Make sure you put this in your journals. Any questions? So for these, you're combining like terms first, simplifying, and then you're solving to get the variable by itself, which is usually division, okay?
Yes.
All right, keep going. Try it and self-assess all the way through 17. Then we'll do number 4. All right, so this is number 7, 7th grade. We're combining like terms first. So what are the like terms on this side?
And negative 9.
What?
4.
4 plus 3, which is
7.
7. So I have 7 minus 2y now, right?
Yes.
So now I move the 7. Let me find my whiteboard.
It's on the
I'd write this in your journals to help you. Okay, so the two like terms were the 4 and 3. So 4 plus 3 gave us 7, right? So then you just rewrite the rest. Very good. So now I need to move the 7. Why do I move the 7 first, not the negative 2? Because this is attached to the variable, so you have to do division. This one's not attached. He's all by himself. So we just do addition or subtraction. Is he a positive or negative 7? So we're going to subtract, because we do the opposite. So minus 7. So those cancel. I'm left with negative 2y. What is negative 9 minus 7?
negative 16. Yeah, that's fine.
Very good. Okay, now the last step is to get the y by itself. How do I move this negative 2?
Divide.
Divide by negative 2. Divided by negative 2. So these cancel. I'm left with y. A negative divided by a negative is a?
Positive.
16 divided by 2 is?
0. No, that's
8.
probably not 8.
You probably typed it in funky. 16 divided by 2 is 8. Very good.
Oh, it's not. It's positive too. That's why.
It is a positive 2 now.
Thank you, Missy.
You're welcome. Keep going. You got this. Was this 4? Example 4?
Yes.
Example 4. You install 500 feet of invisible fencing along the perimeter of a rectangular yard. The width of the yard is 100 feet. What is the length of the yard? So whenever I do word problems that talk about these measurements, I draw a picture. Okay? So we have a yard, and it tells you that the perimeter of the rectangle is 500 feet. See right here? 500 feet, invisible fencing, the perimeter of a rectangular yard. Everybody understand that?
Yes.
Perimeter means this whole thing, right? Yes, draw it. Okay, they want to know the length of the yard. The width is how much?
100.
100. So we know the width is 100. So now we just have to solve for the length. Yes? What is the formula for perimeter?
Length times
That's area. The other one,
length plus width.
Plus
2 lengths and 2 widths, because you add up all 4 sides. So it's like saying 2w plus 2l. Okay? So now do we have some of these? Yes, we have p, so we plug that in. 500 goes there. We don't know l, we're looking for length, so you put 2l plus, we do know the width, 2 of the 100s. So now let's simplify this. What is 2 times 100? 200. Yeah, 200. So now we're solving for L. So I'm going to move this plus 200. How do I move it?
subtract.
Yes, subtract 200 over to the other side. So what's 500 minus 200?
300.
So you have 300 equals 2L. How do I get the L by itself?
You divide by 2.
Divide by 2. So what is 300 divided by 2? 150. So the length of L is 150. Is that what they're asking?
Yes.
What is the length of the yard? Yes. So the length of the yard is 150 what? Feet. Okay, so all you had to do was draw your picture so you had a good idea of what this looked like, and then you need to know the formula for perimeter in order to be able to solve it. And then you just plug in what you did know to solve for what you didn't know. Comprende? Whoops. All right, so make sure you finish all of the try-its and self-assess all the way to 19, okay? Okay, if you don't finish it today, make sure you do it at home, okay?